Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Thirdman. Thank you for tuning in and watching this program. Today, I'm joined by a man who made his first class debut at 15 years of age and went on to play 14 tests for Zimbabwe, 213 ODIs, 57 T20 internationals, and is only one of the 5 Zimbabwean players with over 200 ODI caps. He's also Zimbabwe's 8th highest run scorer in ODIs with 4,289 runs, and is also Zimbabwe's 8th highest wicket taker in ODIs with 95 wickets. He's also one of 3 Zimbabwean players to hit over 100 sixes in ODIs, and is the currently Zimbabwe under-19 coach, Elton Chigumbura. Welcome. Thank you, my man, for coming through.
Thank you, Ravi, for having me.
Yeah, so like I've said in this introduction about stats, this is just part of your statistics. But let's start with the under-19 World Cup. You are the coach. What does it mean for you to be part of history? Because it's for first time for Zimbabwe to host. Obviously, Namibia is co-host as well.
Yeah, obviously, it's an honor to represent your country. Obviously, it was also my honor. It was an honor also to represent my country playing, and now as a coach, it means a lot. I think the journey continues to make sure that we always put the team and the country, forward and make everyone proud. So I'm looking forward to this. So it's a very exciting time to host under 19 World Cup and me to be part of the head coach of 19. It means a lot. So I'm looking forward to this, and we have worked hard. So exciting times are ahead. I can't wait to start our first game.
How are your boys feeling about this? They're playing at home, familiar conditions, family and friends, and I'm sure there will be good support as well. Are they nervous, excited, or not too sure?
Oh, they're excited. At this age, it's always exciting times to be part of a national side, and they're full of energy. They're willing to work hard and learn a lot from us as coaches. So and they're a bunch of good talents. So I'm looking forward to see them, representing our country well, and I'm sure they'll do well. The amount of work they've been putting in, we expect good results. So yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Do you think this is also an opportunity for other youngsters to feel inspired? Because we have the best teenage players across the world playing in Zimbabwe. It could be an opportunity for the game to expand, probably become more popular.
Definitely, I think World Cup, they will inspire so many people. Some who are still deciding whether to pick cricket or not. So, for us, it will have more impact, especially if you do well at home. I'm sure there will be lots of supporters that will come and watch. So yeah, we've got a role to play to make sure that we put our team in a very good position in terms of the tournament, and also inspire the next generation that want to pursue the sport. But obviously, the most important thing to make sure that we make our family proud and the country as a whole.
Now let's come back to Elton Chigumbura, the player. I know you mentioned you're also part of the under-19 team that did well back in the day. But let's go back to the beginning. What got you into cricket? Because you made your first class at 15, so you were a rare talent then. You were a super talent. But how did this all begin?
It was through just PE lessons at primary school. Then I fell in love with the sport. Um, and I think I was in grade 4 when I started playing cricket.
Which
So
school was this one?
I was at Pembury Primary School in Highfields. Uh, then fell in love with the sports. Then grade 7, I was one of the lucky guys to get a scholarship to Churchill. Then continued with the sports at Churchill. And yeah, that's when, and also that's the same time I was also part of Takashinga Cricket Club. So it worked well hand in hand with school and club. I think that was the biggest thing that helped me to break into the first class setup at the age of 15, because I used to play club cricket and also schools cricket at the same time. So it helped me a lot to develop faster. Um, and yeah, and got into the Marsh Eagles. It was still Mashonaland
Yeah.
that time. Played my first class at 15. You know, I was also lucky enough, almost same age. I also made into the under 19 World Cup, which was in New Zealand, along with Amuto and Tatenda. Um, then I also went to another one when I was now proper under 19, when I was now 18, to Bangladesh, which did well. Uh, I think we finished sixth uh, in the worlds. That's the time when we beat Australia, New Zealand, and to get to in the top six. So, and majority of the guys that I played with, ended up playing um first class cricket, and also represented Zimbabwe at the same time. So we had maybe 80% of the guys that I went with on that World Cup in Bangladesh ended up representing Zimbabwe. Um, and then one old um, Big Random ended up playing for New Zealand. So yeah, it was quite a talented team. And yeah.
So obviously, when you guys, after being under 19, there was history that happened, and the next thing you are the national team. Did you? Of course, it was exciting, but did you realize like things have just changed here? And what were you guys thinking?
Yeah, everything just changed because we lost so many players because of issues that were going on around that time. So we were I think the next guys in line, guys who had gone to the World Cup at under 19, we did well, and we were almost breaking into the Zime side. I had played Zime, and lucky enough, I was one of the few guys that had made it into the Zime team before the Rebel saga happened. So, and in Zime, I was one of the guys who actually did well because we had a tour to Bangladesh, and I did well in that tour. So I was one of the few guys that also got selected into the new team, a younger team, and they were exciting times. Although we were so much behind in terms of experience playing at the highest level. But the excitement was there. The drive to make sure that we do well was there. But obviously, it was a bit difficult. Needed someone who was experienced. But we had one or two guys who were experienced, but took a while for us to get um, understanding of how to play international cricket. So our performance were not that consistent. We guys would perform, but not in a consistent way. So yeah, that was the beginning of my career, and
Mm.
I was lucky enough to have played. After that, to have played consistently for about 12 to 13 years at the highest level. Yeah, and obviously any journey, it's not always rosy, but there were ups and downs along the way. But I'm grateful and for that, thankful that I managed to represent my country for that long.
Do you
Obviously,
feel like because obviously when you guys were the national team, people said there's potential because we had to find Zimbabwe had to find a national team after the Rebel saga. Do you feel you guys were actually judged because of circumstances? People were not understanding that you were young boys, were now playing with men, and it would take probably you started already behind. When you look back, do you think people judged you guys harshly or unfairly, or you deserved it?
I can't say they treated harshly because when you're representing your country at the highest level, at the end of the day, you must perform. So it was just up to us to make sure that, we work hard and play the same standard of international cricket like other countries, and to make sure that we go out there and win, not to just compete. And it pushed us, which was good. We also ended up working harder to make sure that one, you represent your country longer. Two, you make your country proud in terms of winning games. And it made me stronger as a person, because it was a challenge that I accepted to make sure that, at the end of the day, it's bat and ball. Yes, experience comes with playing more cricket, but I had the experience that I had to use it, whether it was so little, but I felt it was too effective in terms of playing international cricket. Because even nowadays, you find under 19 representing national teams, but obviously it was just now it's some guys are lucky enough to play with experienced players, so it helps. So for us, it was something that we didn't have, so we had to, adapt quickly and make sure that we don't repeat the same mistakes every time. We had to grow up quickly and to be, on the same level as other teams.
Yeah. So obviously, when you're young, you used to bowl quick. You used to bowl 145. You're a balanced all-rounder, and then you stopped bowling due to injuries, and then you made a comeback at some point. I remember 2014, you were actually bowling. How frustrating was that to you? Like, you've got pace, but injuries are part of the game.
Yeah. Obviously, as a youngster, I started playing cricket as a bowler. I used to love bowling a lot, and unfortunately, at first I had a stress fracture. It's 9:20, early 20s, between 20 or 21. But as part of the game, like I said, there were ups and downs, and it's one of my downs where I was out of cricket for like a year and a half, trying to recover, and and I managed to make sure that I come back. And when I came back, I wasn't far off from being in the so, but unfortunately, pace was down by maybe about 5 or 6 Ks an hour. So, and I managed to play with that. I thought I was too effective in my mid 30s. And yeah, with age, sometimes catches up with you. And in my 30s, my pace was on the slower side. And I also got injured. 2015 World Cup, I had I put my quad not long enough from there. So put my Achilles. So that was, but mostly maybe the end of my bowling when it comes to international cricket, because it was all these injuries were on in one leg. So I tried to come back, but we're becoming a problem. So that was where maybe my focus ended up being more on the batting than bowling, and I was happy that I was too effective when it comes to my batting and finishing games.
Yeah, and then you mentioned the finish. I think I can safely say now we have struggled to have a finisher for years. We've been trying to. There have been guys who have done well, maybe, but that role, it's not easy. And you did that very well. You'd come in and score runs. Where did you get that ability to just come and start hitting balls? Like I said, you are one of the 3 Zimbabweans with over 100 6s in ODI cricket. Was it something you worked on after you got injured, or it's a natural ability?
Obviously, you had to work for it. I remember when I was too young, when I was coached by Nangongo, he used to tell me, try and hit the ball harder. Because I think because when I was 15, I was playing with older guys. So for me to match up playing against older guys, Mr. Mangongo told me just try and hit the ball harder so that and expect the ball will be hit harder even when you're fielding. So it became a habit of trying to hit the ball harder all the time, which ended up suiting my game in terms of batting middle order and finishing games. And it became my strength in terms of trying to hit the ball hard. And I'm one person that always wanted to play positive cricket all the time. So it in the long run it became like a perfect fit for me in terms of my role play and I loved the challenge, playing, towards the end where the pressure will be building. So, and I ended up understanding, how to go about things in terms of finishing games, coming in when the team is under pressure, and when you bet number seven, majority of the time you're not gonna come in when it's all rosy. It's either you've lost early wickets or you're coming in, last few overs. So I had to myself, to adapt to those situations. And the more you practice, you start to understand how to go about things. So yeah,
You
my go-to. Obviously, at first I used to also like to play bet up the order, but I didn't get enough chances. But the few chances that I got, I tried to make use of them. So which maybe brought maybe three or four of my highest scores in international cricket.
you played for so many teams. I think you played for so many teams. You even played county cricket. How was that experience for you to playing county cricket and then playing in the BPO, playing in the CPO and these other T20 leagues as well? How was that experience to you?
Oh, it was a very good experience. That exposure, I think it also helped me in my international career because you would meet different players and you try and copy one or two things that they were doing that was working at international. So it gave me the perfect exposure for me to to improve my game. And also just playing against world class players, rubbing shoulder with the greats. You learn a lot. You exchange notes. You copy some of the things they do. You become more professional in terms of your approach. So it was a good. I was lucky enough to be in different changing rooms around the world, and it's something that I cherish now, especially when you're giving back to the youngsters. You start to understand. Okay, we are not far off from other teams. Most probably, there are certain things that we just need to adjust and be more professional in terms of how we treat this game. So exposure was it's a very good thing. I think it played a big part in my career.
I think you and Hamilton are the most loved Zimbabweans in Bangladesh. They love you there.
Yeah, I think all Asian teams they love the sport. They respect the players that play international cricket. It's not just Asia, but I think around the world, people respect people who play international cricket.
Mm.
Yes, sometimes we might not win games, but the respect is always there. Which is it's a massive thing that sometimes you don't realize, what difference you're making when you go and play outside. So yeah, it's something different. It's something that you know
When you look
it,
back, which one are your favorite moments? You were involved in some big wins for Zimbabwe. My all-time favorite game is the Australia win at a Sports Club, where you people who talk about pro sports, they are finishing the game in style, but you hit an unbeaten 50 as well and become man of the match. You also beat Australia in the T20 World Cup. I remember you were bowling then as well.
yeah
Um, and then
yeah.
you scored your 200s in a row. So which one is your favorite game or memory?
I think when it comes to winning, I think all the Australian games that I played, or all the Australian games that we won against them, are very memorable one because at under 19 when we beat Australia, it was something that I always cherish. When we beat
Mm,
Australia, T20 World Cup, something that I always think about because it was I think the first T20 tournament,
mm,
and the way we played as a team was amazing. Then the one you mentioned when we won against Australia at home, and I was the captain, and I scored 60 something not outs. Just carrying the team home. It's they're all uh, good memories, good memories for me. Uh,
mm.
I always cherish them. And yeah, obviously, scoring your first 100 is something that every cricketer loves to do at international stage. Uh,
Mm.
so yeah, there's a number of great moments that I've had playing international cricket, and now I think it's just a matter of now passing the baton to the next generation, and also playing my role as a coach now with the under 19, and looking forward to some big wins
Mm.
as the instilling belief in our under 19 players. Hopefully, we have a very successful tournament, and with the way we have worked out, I see success. And I see us going far in this tournament.
Speaking of coaching, I remember when we played together at Eagles, where you were sort of a player coach. Eventually, you're like, I'm now a coach. Is it something that you wanted to do, or it was something that just presented itself?
Um, I'm one person that always wanted to give back. So me, when I became player coach at Mash Eagles, I started loving coaching. So uh, I think just shifted in the right direction as a coach because I was still involved. And for me, I think cricket has showed me different things in life, and it's a career that have looked after me and my family. So, staying in cricket is something that I'm still loving, and I just want to try and give back as much as I can, and to show the youngsters that it's possible. It doesn't matter where you're coming from, but as long as you put your mind to it, you can always go far. The sky is the limit.
And the Elton Chigumbura Academy, is it still running as well?
Definitely, it is running. The good youngsters that will be coming. Uh, so yeah, it's there's a number of players that will be coming through.
Yeah. Are you surprised, lastly, to see some of your mates, Chamu, Prosper, Vusak, doing well in coaching? Does that say something about your stream? Or because there's a lot of guys, there's more actually you played with who are doing well in various things, especially coaching.
No, it's a very good thing. I'm not surprised because we, I think as a group, we know where we came from, and maybe it's one of the first generations that played international cricket. So sometimes people will say there's a number of players that are now coaching, but it's if you look at it, we are maybe the fifth generation that has played international, that are still involved in cricket because we want the best for the future. And at the end of the day, cricket is the winner. So it's just a matter of giving your experience to the new guys, to the future players,
Mm.
to make sure that we want our national team to be better than our national team when we play. So us being involved, giving back our experience, I'm sure it will play a big part in how our cricket will move forward when it comes to playing international cricket.
So lastly, when you look back at your playing career, do you feel like you are like an unfulfilled talent or unfulfilled potential when you look back, like I could have done more? And
Obviously, like anyone in the world, whether it's sports or in life, you want to do better all the time. But I'm quite what I've what I've done. I've how you mentioned it. I've been in different changing rooms, and sometimes for you to be in different changing rooms means you're doing something right. It wasn't by chance that I ended up playing county team. It wasn't by chance that I played in Bangladesh. I played in Pakistan. I played in Caribbean. It's it, it's because what I was doing those days, I think it meant that I was doing well, and for me, um, it's something that I always cherish. Obviously, you would want to say, okay, I could have when I played counter, I could have scored 100 every game. It's everyone's wish, but achieving those goals, is something that I always cherish. So I don't have any regrets. I'm happy with what I've done. Yes, there's always room to say, okay, I could have done this better, but at that time, I did my best I could, and the rewards that came with it, I was quite happy with them because not many, were called to come and play in different teams around the world. But it's quite tough.
yeah. Finally, who is the next finisher? Because Zimbabwe sort of needs a finisher in white ball cricket. I think you did that job very well. Who is the next potential one, or what do we need to do maybe back to our domestic level and sort of try to create that role that people start knowing from playing club cricket that you're a finisher. You have to continue playing like that. There's an understanding and correspondence between coaches and teams and players.
I think it's just a matter of one, wanting that role. When you want that role, you need to practice it. You need to learn it. So, and one person that comes to mind is insecure, but it's just needs to do more in terms of understanding the role and understanding his game, because it's also about understanding your game. Where okay, what are you good at? What are you not good at? So that you try and use what you're good at in terms of finishing games. So I think it's a journey that is still pursuing to make sure that you reach that level of finishing games for the country. And he's someone that once in a while you always reach out to understand how I used to be, which is a very good thing to get. He's someone who's willing to learn. So hopefully he keeps working out, and I'm sure if he gets these opportunities, it will make us proud. I believe he's one of the guys that can, play that role well.
Nice. Right, Elton Chigumbura, thank you very much. We wish you all the best in the World Cup. We'll be following. It'll be nice to see the team probably do better than what your under-19 team did. That would be nice.
Okay. Thank you very much, Shelly.
Cheers, man.
All right.